Falcons fan coming for your boy Man Mike here. This is Dustin Albers. I think this is an interesting question, and I'm going to dissect this comment and kind of get my thoughts on it. And I appreciate you for leaving your comment. Appreciate it. But let's get straight to it, man. I'm going to dissect this a little bit. Those 100 plus tackles aren't quality tackles. First of all, what the hell is quality tackles? All right? Let's be real. There's no such thing as a quality tackle. You either do or you don't. Now, our opinions don't matter. Okay? I want to restate this. My opinion, your opinion, they don't matter. That's either you do or you don't. You miss the tackle or you make the tackle. Whether you're dragging by one, you getting dragged like Jamal Anderson, Brandon Jacobs, guys like Beast Mode, either you do or you don't. Alright? You either bring Beast Mode down or you don't bring mode. Ain't no such thing as a quality tackle. So if you want to say that a quality tackle is knocking guys out and, putting them, making them go backwards or, tackles for losses, now we can talk about something. Tackles for losses, alright, is what I would assume is quality tackles or critical tackles. Why? Because you're making a big time play. So the fact that to say that, those 100 plus 100, and that's an interesting number. I don't know how you have 100 tackles and not have those guys, those 100 quality tackles being quality tackles. But hey, he led the team in tackles for losses. So to say that a guy isn't making quality tackles just isn't true. Even when we look at that. All right, tackles for losses, or when they call a run play, and you're tackling the guy behind. So he led the team in that. So to say that Dion Jones isn't making quality tackles, I don't necessarily know what that means. Again, that's subjective. Also, he does next to nothing in regard to stopping the run. Again, he's 11th in the entire league in tackles. Okay. Let me repeat that. He's 11th in the league, in the entire league. You have 3 starters per. Okay? We have 3 starters per team. And often, I say 3 starters if you're in a 4-3, and then you have, in the 3-4, you have 3 linebackers. All right? So out of all these linebackers, Dion Jones is 11th in the league out of 32 teams. All right, so to say that he does next to nothing when he's 11th in the league, again, it doesn't make a lot of sense. All those tackles are catching guys after 6 to 7 yards. Well, if he's 6 to 7 yards, if the running back is already 6 to 7 yards, don't you see a bigger issue at hand? He's already 6 to 7 yards. I know you guys remember the Grady Jarrett, what he stated during a Detroit Lion when he said himself, damn, don't you gotta block anybody else? Yeah, they triple team this guy. So if he's already 6 to 7 yards and they're doing things like this, triple teaming one guy, that means your offensive line, your defensive line ain't worth a crap. 18 sacks on the year. We're worried about whether Dion Jones is making quality. We got a bigger issue up front. Those guys do their job. You don't have to worry about hearing Dion Jones. One of the things about the Rams, a lot of people don't even know who the hell their linebackers are. Why? Because the defensive line is doing their job, getting after the quarterback and letting the linebackers tackle. That's what everything is about. All right? So here's the next one. Now, if he was stopping guys within 1 or 2 yards, line of scrimmage, he wouldn't have as many tackles. Well, I don't know about that because he still got to play. All right? The middle linebackers in the middle of everything. Whether it's the passing game, running game, you're still going to have a high total, tackle total in the league. As far as just your team, the middle linebackers usually has the most tackles on the team because they're free, they're roaming, and then don't have a lot of guys coming at them. So they're usually the guys have the high total number. So his numbers are always going to be high as far as the tackles are concerned for the most part. So Go to the next one. The middle linebacker is supposed to secure the middle of secure the middle. Not true at all. It actually begins up front. The defensive tackles are supposed to secure the middle. All right. Everything starts up front. If the defensive tackles get instant pressure, you don't have to worry about whether Dion Jones or Foye Oluokun or Troy Anderson or Rashard Evans, these guys are doing, Michael Walker, these guys are doing their job. Why? Because the defensive line is doing their job. They're getting into the backfield. All right, so we're putting so much pressure on guys that doesn't necessarily mean that these guys aren't necessarily the beginning of everything. If you don't block the defensive line, you don't have to worry about the linebackers. If you don't block the defensive line, you don't have to worry about a Deion. You don't have to worry about a Troy. And then you can do what a lot of people want him to do, is turn around and, get rid of a Deion. Why? Because he's making $13, $14 million. You don't have to pay him. You will not have to pay a Dion Jones if your defensive line is doing their job. If they're getting penetration, if they're stopping the run, you don't have to worry about it. It becomes easier to replace linebackers. Why? Because your defensive line is doing their job. They're supposed to secure the middle, the outside, all of that. That's what the defensive line. Their job is to keep the linebackers clean. Right, he doesn't shit it blocks well. Look, I'm not going to say whether or not Dion Jones is a supreme, block. He can get off. He shed blocks well. I wouldn't go that far to say he does it, great. He's excellent at it. But Dion Jones, any linebacker for the most part, you keep those big 330-pound guys off of your linebacker, chances are these linebackers going to make plays. Right? Plus, he shies away from contact. And I'm going to just say this. Dion Jones did have a shoulder issue throughout the entire season, and he didn't take one game off. Just saying. Right? So whether you want to believe it or not, that's up to you. But it's a fact that Dion Jones did have a shoulder issue. And he might have shied away from contact. He might have, as a matter of fact, I know for a fact that he did. I did a breakdown on Twitter where Dion Jones shied away from contact. But I seen several times during the game where Dion Jones blew up a few plays to allow a guy like Foye Oluokun to come free and get those 192 tackles. So I've seen it. So there was good, there was bad. But I'll come down to it. It comes to this. Whether or not Dion Jones is worth the money. And at this point, I say yes for this reason. It's because I don't know what I'm going to get for Troy Anderson. I don't know what I'm going to get for Michael Walker. I don't know what I'm getting for Rashard Evans. So until these guys show that they can be all pro, that they can put up numbers and make plays, such as a Dion Jones, I'm not ready to get rid of. Just me personally. Now, the Falcons might think, all right, I don't want to pay Dion Jones $13 million. And that's their prerogative. They said the same thing to Matt Ryan. So I'm not going to sit here and say that Dion Jones is going to be here for the long haul, especially when we got Matt Ryan. Like, you traded Matt Ryan away for a third round. So I'm not foolish enough to sit here and say, all right, Dion Jones going to be here forever. It's not going to be the case. His time is ticking just like any other player. It's year to year. You make plays, you stay. If you don't, you're gone. Simple as that. But again, do not pretend that Dion Jones, right, just sucks. Because there's no statistical evidence to say that he's not a quality linebacker. Period. Point blank. The end. And if you guys want to have a conversation with me, don't tweet about it. Come holler at me. Friday Night Madness will set up a show just for you. Make you feel like a star. Talk about what you want to talk about. Get off your chest what you want to get off. That's it. But come holler at me. That's all I got to say about that. Dustin Arbors, appreciate the comment. You guys continue to support your boy here at Mad Mike Sports. Thank you guys for getting me to 7K. And I said it on the live show. Alright? Help me get to 10K. I'm giving out $100 to a lucky winner. Alright? 100. $100 to the guys if you help me get to 10K. And that's all I got to say about that. Your boy, man, Mike is out, man. Peace.